Hello, guys. How are you? As you've seen the title of this video, do you need some time out? And that may happen, in the business world when we are working, or sometimes even in school, if we are like studying something, being at university, and things are not working the way we expect them to work, or the way they should actually, they are not very functional. It is very good to take one step back and to distance ourselves. In the NLP terminology, neuro linguistic programming, it's called to disassociate. So it's good to have a time off. Like a break. Like when you play sports or when you see sport, football, and so, and one of the sides needs some time. They do like this, so sometimes we need that for ourselves, for our careers, for our daily lives. We need to pause, step back, so that we can see things from another angle, and then make the right decisions. So this is actually in line with my recent video about toxic environments, toxic relationships. This as well. I mean, romantic relationships. I mean, these sometimes relationships. They're like, I need some time away from you, from the relationship. Let us just spend some time separated from each other, so that we can think, or one of the parties, right? Normally, is the one who says, so that I can think, I can see how I feel without you, everything that have is going on between us. So couples do that, and at work, sometimes it's needed. Sometimes people, when they are going through very discouraging working environments, what what does it happen? That the body itself says, it's time to take a break, and they may get sick for a week, sometimes for more than a week, sometimes like a month or 2 months. That's because the body, it's because we didn't listen to our mind first to take some time off before, and then it gets to a point, when after pushing the body, even though our mind was saying no, after continue doing things, it's the body who's like, look, if you don't want to give me a break, I'll break, I'll take the break. And sometimes even it's the mind, right? Some people, they just break down. Maybe they have like an anxiety attack, and that day they cannot go to work, or they just suddenly get depressed, and nothing is important for them. Sorry, nothing is important for them anymore. So being able to take a step back and reassess the situation, it's very, very important. So are you in a situation like that, where you may need to take a week off from work, or 2 weeks, or even maybe sometimes a month, maybe your whole holidays? Maybe if you are in Europe, we have like 4 or 5 holidays weeks, sometimes 6 weeks. So maybe you need to take all that time out. Some people, they even take some absence time. They maybe they have their holidays, and then on top of that, they may take 2 weeks more, or some, they may take really like a leave, like up to 3 months or 1 year, depending on the company, so that you can really go one step back, and see as well, if you will like some people, they do this, like for instance, if they want a change, right? They will maybe want to become entrepreneurs. They have a business, they're developing, and then instead of just quitting their 9 to 5 jobs, they're like, okay, let me take some time off for maybe 3 months, and I'm just going to dedicate to that business, and I'm going to see what it really looks like. What is it like to just be dedicated to that business? Will I like it or not? So that's a very good strategy. I know someone from my job. He did it recently, and then after coming back from like 3 4 months of sabbatical, then he said, I'm quitting. I'm gonna pursue other endeavors. So sometimes we don't have the luxury to take like 3 months or 4 months. We don't have the luxury to take that sabbatical. But sometimes like all our holidays, right? Sometimes they are like 5 weeks holidays, and then maybe we can take 2 weeks extra. So maybe it's worth it, and then use that time for my holidays instead of going somewhere and do holidays. Then use that time maybe to work on our business, or just to think if we want to like write and get clarity, if we want to go and do meditation retreat in a monastery, or go somewhere and take just a little bit of time just for ourselves to see where are we standing currently, what are we doing with our lives, is my life going in the direction that I want it to go. That is something that we should do, and it's very important. Many people, they just go with emotions, one year after the other, then they have go holiday, then they use the holidays to go somewhere, right? And they get married and have children, and so like this, like one thing after the other, and they don't really take the time to pause and assess, because during when they are working, they're very busy, and so they're very tired. During the weekends, it's very good to take the practice to journal. People don't do that, right? Because I don't know, they just busy with other things, so maybe they just don't think that is something that they should be doing. But actually, all of us, we should pause from time to time. Ideally, actually, every day. Every day at the end of the day, we should write like 10 minutes, half an hour. Just writing about how was our day, which things did we appreciate of our day, which things were not so good, or who do we who did we meet that day? Did we feel comfortable with that person? Not comfortable? Things like that. If maybe I mean, I understand that every day, right? Maybe every day can be a little bit challenging. One tip: if you are working, you can set in your work calendar half an hour to write. The same way as you will set half an hour to have a meeting with a colleague, half an hour to do something work wise. You can set half an hour to work on yourself. Remember that you should, Jim Rohn, he used to be a motivational speaker. I feel so identified with his teaching. He used to say, work more on yourself than you work on your job. So this is something that we should really take seriously, that we should ensure that every day we dedicate some time to work on ourselves and to assess, to see where we are today, where if we are happy, and if we want to change anything, right? Instead of waiting until it's too late, and then maybe we have a burnout, or and the same with a relationship, right? Not wait until one says, well, let's get divorced or separated or time out. Let's continuously discuss about how is our relationship going, if we like it, we don't like it, which things are to be improved. That is something very very healthy. We should do it with ourselves, with our own life. We should do it if we have a a partner, should do with a partner, if we have family, if we have kids, how are they doing? All these things. This is nothing new. This was done like when you were in school, right? You have the teachers, they have the assessments every 3 months, evaluation and exams, and so your parents will go and talk to the teachers, the good ones, okay, the good parents, responsible parents, and the good schools. They will do that. They will have a parents gathering where they will talk about the kids, how they are doing, and as we grow up and we start being busy, and being responsible for our own lives, we forget to do that because we are just so busy in trying to achieve, right, to conquer, a workplace, a salary, a relationship, getting married, and so on. We don't stop with to think and to assess if we are going in the right direction, if we like where our life is heading towards, so if we like the companionship that we are having during that journey. So when it comes to work, sometimes you may not like your boss, you may not like your colleagues, you may not like the environment, you may not like the culture, you may not being treated fairly, you may not being paid fairly. So in those cases, in those cases it's very difficult sometimes when we are like immersed in it. It's very difficult to think straight, especially if it's a very toxic environment and or dysfunctional. It's very confusing. So taking a week off or 2 weeks off, and then just stepping back and really thinking, um, okay, the, this is how things are. Accept people and situations as they are. That is important. This is how things are. Am I happy? I'm not happy. What I want to do. Pros and cons of every decision that you will make. So yeah. So think about that. Think if you need some time off, a break, like the players, right? Time off, the coach of the players. He will call time out, right? Time out. So yeah, that was my video for today. I hope it encourages you and it helps you really to think about your life and the direction that your life is heading towards to, and the people that you are surrounded by, and if they embrace your values. Okay, because at the end of the day, this is all that is about, right? It's about building a meaningful life, not just about having this or that, but really it's like how am I getting this and that? Who are the people that are shaping me? Who are the people that I'm being surrounded by? Do I want to be like them? If the answer is no, you don't want to be like them, then you need to find a new group of friends, okay, a new group of culture, environment. If you are in a department and it's like that, you don't like your boss, if you spend time more with your boss, even if you don't see him directly, because maybe you work online and so, but all that energy, you don't want that. So maybe you want to move to another department, okay? So that's all for this video. Ciao.